Welcome back, guys. So today's video, I'm going to talk about the best advice I've received so far in my travels. A little hint, the advice isn't to wear condoms. You mean you should wear them? You know what? So welcome back to Marvin Chronicles, where I post weekly videos of travel, what I've learned, other stuff, so please consider subscribing. In my last video, I talked about how I meet people while I travel solo. I'll link that video in the description above. So my first visit to Kuala Lumpur, I really wanted to see the Batu Caves, and I didn't want to see it alone, but the only person that wanted to see it with me was a guy. I just get along better with girls. Don't make it weird. Guy that wanted to see it with me, his name is Keegan, and he was practically begging me to see the Batu Caves with him. So my memory's a little foggy, so him begging probably isn't true. It was probably me. But let's talk about the Batu Caves. It's a limestone hill with a series of caves and cave temples. It takes its name from the Stone River, which flows past the hill. The Batu Caves are also named after the nearby village. It's one of the most popular temple shrines outside of India. The limestone forming the caves are said to be around 400 million years old. The caves are about 100 meters above the ground and consist of 3 main caves and a few smaller ones. The biggest, referred to as the Cathedral Cave or the Temple Cave, has a very high ceiling and features ornate Hindu shrines. I made it into the Batu Caves. Just to let you guys know, there's a lot of monkeys here. A lot of monkeys, so don't bring anything valuable or any food, or they will take it. I didn't get Keegan much on video, but I did promise him that I would post the most flattering photos of him if I were to make a video. Like this one, and this one, and this one. In all honesty though, Keegan's a super cool guy. He went to the Naval Academy in the US. He worked in China for a couple years, and now he's traveling the world. Before I get to the advice Keegan gave me, I want to talk about how I used to travel. So basically I would do a lot of research before I traveled because I'd only be able to travel like 2 weeks of vacation every year from work. So I'm trying to see as much as I can in a compressed amount of time. What ends up happening is what they call an paralysis by analysis or analysis paralysis. One of the two, you know what I mean. You end up having a really hard time making decisions, and when you're traveling you have to make a lot of decisions on where to stay and where to eat, and I was having trouble with that. When I told this to Keegan, he said, "Marvin, I don't do any research." I said, "What?" Keegan just told me, "Listen, Marvin, I just show up to the city, I check into a hostel, and then I ask people around me, what should I see? And everybody tells me, and I get great advice." I said, that's beautifully simple. So let me get this straight. I still do research, I just don't do as much research. An example would be, if I'm going to a city, I might just go on Google Trips and check what the top 10 places are and maybe see 2 of them. And for me, I don't put pressure on myself. If I get to see something with someone or have a great conversation, that's enough for me in one day. In addition to the fact that when I book hostels, I might just pick one and then go to it and not even book and just show up. And if it's not busy season, typically they'll have spaces, or just to book a few days and then decide if you want to continue staying there longer or change hostels. So there's a couple different options there, but it just taught me to more live in the moment. So the great part about Keegan is he travels all over the world, and I'm bound to see him again. To be honest, I did see him again a month after in Chiang Mai, and we had a nice evening together. That doesn't sound right. So that's it for today's video. If you liked it, please hit like and subscribe. And if you think this is valuable to anybody, please share it. And my Instagram account, if you want to reach out to me, if you're traveling Southeast Asia, is Travel and Found. I'm currently in Bali, but I'm heading to the Philippines and Vietnam pretty soon. But seriously, you should subscribe. Oh, is that a selfie? You're taking a bunch of selfies? Huh? Hey!